What is up, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party Legends review. And today the figure I'm looking at is the Newage Firefox, like the internet browser. And this is their take on a Legends scale Jetfire. And first of all, I'm just going to come straight out and say, God damn, this figure is just so good. Like, I really, really enjoy this figure. Little on the high end for Newage figures in terms of price, but absolutely worth it. I had, as those of you who have been following my channel for a while know, that I had the Iron Factory Cygnus, and basically dumped that straight away for this one when it came out. Not that that was a bad figure, but just this figure just really is what I was looking for in terms of, you know, with aesthetics and posability and transformation and alt mode and whatnot. This one's got it. So anyhow, in terms of accessories, he comes with just this one little gun here, sculpted in gray plastic, sculpted very well. It's made out of 2 halves, so there's no like hollowness on the outside, which is nice. But yeah, it just fits into his hand. It'll fit into either hand, actually. It's got like a little slot in the handle. It doesn't like tab in effectively, but I mean, if you have the hand open, it'll fit into that rail and kind of pinch between his thumb and that little tab on his fist, so it'll stay in there. Pulling the hands around that locks it in nice and tight, holds that well. No wiggle or anything like that. And he's got his distinctive looking weapon, and that's it. That's it for his accessories. But I mean, what else would he need, really? He does have a gimmick in the robot mode here. You can display his chest flat like this, or it's this little triangular feature you can spin around, and you can have like an Autobot symbol on one side and a Decepticon symbol on the other side. But I like just the flat, and so that's how I choose to display this. But just a really good looking figure. For articulation, his head is on like a universal joint, so it will swivel around just fine, and then it will look up quite a bit. Look down, really not at all, which is maybe a little bit of a bummer because, you know, he's a tall figure, so he's going to be looking down on your other figures if you have him like in the display or whatnot. However, in terms of posability, which I haven't even gotten to yet, well, actually, I'm in the early part of the posability, but he does tilt down, so he could look down on your shorter Newage figures if that's what you want him to do. His arm goes around as much as the wings will allow. Comes out for the full tree pose. He's got a bicep swivel, a single joint bend at the elbow for over 90 degrees, so that's good. I like how this little doodad on his elbow folds up when his elbow folds and straightens back out when his arm straightens out. Swanky. His hands are on a swivel, and then you've got all of his 4 fingers are on a single joint, so he's got like gnarly typewriter hands. But I mean, he's a Legend scale figure, and he's got opening hands, which is something that Newage has almost never done, so that's nice. As I mentioned before, he does have that ab crunch for a fair amount, and a swivel at the waist. Oh, another gimmick that I forgot to mention out. No, it's more of an alt mode gimmick than anything else. I don't know why I brought it up now. Leg goes that far forwards, that far back. Flip up this little hip skirt for, I would say, at least 85, sorry, at least, yeah, 95% of a Van Damme. So, double jointed knee for the full bend. Not the best knee details in there, but not terrible either. Ankle will go forwards a lot, back a little. So his foot is on this kind of like a double joint. So if you bring this down on the double joint, you get more posability out of it. But it also sticks up a lot more. Sorry, I'm having trouble wording today. But yeah, his foot will go forwards a little bit, upwards a lot. Get as much ankle rocker as you could possibly want. Die-cast heel spur there. Die-cast, by the way, here on his thrusters as well. And then, of course, die-cast for some of the hardware and whatnot in there. By which I mean, you know, support struts and whatnot. So, good posability on this figure. Good proportions. The sculpt looks amazing. I really, really dig it. To get him transformed up, basically what you want to do is start with the backpack, actually. You can disconnect his backpack. It plugs in with these two little pegs that go into these two little holes here. And it comes out. And then what you want to do is you want to split this backpack. And then you can take this side here and fold this out. And fold up this panel and fold down that panel. And then this comes out and pegs back into where it was. And then let's open up his chest. So you kind of flex on this front chest part and you can unpeg these guys here from the sides. And that will allow you to disconnect a lot of this. What I like to do is take his arms and face them forward. Just enough to take this backpack and break it apart and then swing this around. That's in preparation for one of the next steps. Oh, by the way, when you swing this around, you'll want to take these tabs here and fold them in like this. And probably fold these wings out. Just that much for now. For the rest of the chest area here, you want to pull out these guys here on the sides. There's a little panel right here that you want to open up. And then you just kind of disconnect these chest parts and pull them out on this double hinge. And then this will open up and unfold and unfold. And then these guys, you can see there's like double hinge mechanisms in here. Basically, you're going to kind of pull on this to bring this up and then fold everything in back together on itself. And that will allow you to tab these guys in here. You can tab this in right there. And then these will come up and that slot will plug into that tab right there on the sides. This then will plug in, you got a tab here and a slot there. And this blue paint app, I don't remember there being like a window or something on the underside of it. But it's something only for the alt mode. It doesn't have, it's all completely hidden in the robot mode. So you want to take his backpack now and you want to kind of tuck these in just a bit and you're going to thread them through these holes. And then you'll fold this back down. For the arms, you want to just open these up and just fold the fist straight in. They don't need to be rotated or anything like that. Just close the fist and fold it in. These guys here on the arms will fold up so that you can get these together without interfering them. These are going to fold down into these like little cavities here. And then the arms will just kind of park here. The head will hang out there. And then you want to close these halves of the backpack up over the fists, over the hands, the arms. Squeeze that till it all pegs together. And then that's basically it for the backpack. You can take these wings tips and extend them and extend these flaps at your convenience. Now for the legs, and it does kind of help to pitch this all forward, which I know some people are going to take as this like toys like half-assed attempt to do like a gear walk mode. And I suppose that works, but I don't know, not in my book, because it doesn't have the right joints and it doesn't have any kind of a good A stance, and yeah, it's just, you can get a gear walk mode out of it, but it sucks as far as gear walk modes go. So you want to take this heel and bring that in, open this up. You'll need to tilt the foot to bring the foot in line like this, and then tilt it back around, and then that peg fits into a hole on the bottom of his foot. And again, from the other side, here's the hole in the bottom of the foot. Fold in the heel spur, pull this out, fold up the foot. Let's open that. Fold up the foot, and then bring this back down to tab in there. And then the legs, you're just going to combiner where's them up. The legs will tab together with this big old tab right here. And then these like thruster details will go over these little die-cast thrusters here. And you just get it all up and squozing, and there you go. Kind of angle these guys out a little bit. And that, as they say, is that. That is the Newage Firefox in his vehicle mode, and it looks just spot on. Some people have mentioned that that sculpt-wise, this actually looks like a miniature scaled down Fans Toys Phoenix. And while I kind of see where they're going with that, it really kind of doesn't. There's a lot of sculpt and molding differences between Phoenix and this one, but like any faithful adaptation of a source material, it hits a lot of the same notes. You can, if you want, take the little gun and peg it in on the underside here, so you've got weapon storage, but I don't really like how that looks. You also can take and fold out all of his, does that clear? It looks like it does. Open up all of his landing gears. You can open the cockpit. There's little seats in there, but that nobody can sit in. And there it is in salt mode. It's really, really good looking. It feels really good. It's not painted, but there definitely is some sort of, I mean, of course, the parts that are, the paint apps, of course, are still paint, but like most of this, like white, is just plastic. There is some sort of a treatment that's done to the mold to kind of give it like a satin finish. So it's not matte, but it's not gloss either. But you've got really good paint apps. Pretty certain these parts are are painted. Of course, you've got paint on the vents and whatnot. There's a little red paint around here. White paint on this one. White paint back here. Blue, red, gunmetal. Blue, red. Just good looking paint apps. That's a little die-cast frame in there. For structure, I'm guessing. But yeah, everything on it's clean. I'm not missing any paint apps. Like I was on my last Jetfire. It just looks really good. I fully recommend this figure. It's a good looking figure. It has all the right proportions. It has all the right size. Some people have... I've heard people say that they're not really on board with the scale size of this figure with the Toy World Legend Scale Superion. I was like, I think it looks fine. It looks fine to me. But I also don't recall that they were ever shown on screen together. And I could be wrong about that, but I don't recall it. I just like how it looks. I'm all about that pretty things. But anyhow, that's about all I can add to this conversation intelligently. And I do find myself somewhat rambling, so that means that I'm done. Everybody, thank you for watching all the way to the end. You guys are fantastic. Everybody, stay awesome and be good to each other. I will talk to you later. See ya.